Hello, June, and goodbye, May. It is actually crazy to me to think that we are already heading into the 6th month of 2025. It feels like yesterday was January 1st, and I am just in disbelief at how fast and amazing this year has actually been. Considering everything that has gone on and how chaotic it has felt, it's been wonderful. But with that being said, hello, my name is Hannah. If you're new to the channel, I'm just a girl doing some girly things. And on this channel, we talk about all things personal growth, whether it's financial growth, spiritual, I guess not really spiritually, but kind of, weight loss and health journeys and that sort of thing. So if you like that content, feel free to follow along. No stress if you don't, although I do truly appreciate it. And this is going to be a little bit of a longer video, probably about a half an hour, give or take. I would like to not have it that long, but we kind of know when I start yapping, I yap. So sit back, relax, and grab yourself a little bevy. I have water today because it's getting hot and your girl needs to stay hydrated, and so should you. So there you go. There's your first tip if you're new here from me, is to drink your freaking water, okay? And if you're neurodivergent, straws are great. Unless you're not that kind, and then straws are not great, so just do what works. But let's get into this. So today's topic is going to be a little bit of a jumble of things. It's kind of a June reset video, all kind of smushed together. So I've got a new June challenge for myself. I've got going over the May budget and the start of the June budget, and just some goals and stuff like that to go through. So yeah, it's probably going to be a little longer, but that's okay because I love y'all, and if you actually subscribe, I assume you kind of like what I give out. So let's get into this. So I do have a ton of papers and stuff like that. I kind of gave myself a little bullet point to go through to talk about because I figured it might keep me a little bit more on track. So to start off with the June goals and challenges. So the main 4 goals that I have is to make $500 in extra income. So I do have a salary job, a 40-hour work week. I work in a factory. It's not really even salary. It is paid by hour, but I guess salary is just kind of the word I usually use when I talk about just, non-self-employed income. So I do have a 9-to-5 job. It's not actually a 9-to-5. I work 4 days a week doing 10-hour shifts in a factory. But on top of the money that I make through there, I would like to earn another $500 in income, whether it is through selling things on Marketplace, selling my jewelry that I make on my Facebook page, or any other stream of income, which I did also just monetize my page for my cats today. That's actually a little funny to me because I hadn't used this page since 2020 when our first cat had passed away, and this was actually a page specifically dedicated to him, and I have not even checked it in 5 years. And today I got a notification saying that I was eligible to monetize. And apparently I have been for a while. It has 1,000 followers on it, and when I had last checked the page, there was like 100. So I did monetize it, and I have now switched it, so it's eligible to. Well, it is monetized now, but now I'm going to be posting about my current 2 boys. So it's called the Botham Boys. If anybody's actually interested, I can put it in the description, but obviously no stress. So $500 in extra income through any and all of my external income sources besides my job. My second goal is to add weightlifting into my routine 3 days a week. I know that I would not be able to do it 7 days a week. I would be just tired. So my goal is to pick 3 days. Right now I'm thinking Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday because it kind of it starts my week, and then it's both midweeks, and then I have Saturday or Friday and Saturday to recover from all that stuff, I guess. I don't know. But that is my goal right now, and my plan is to do anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour of weightlifting. Doesn't have to be anything hardcore, but I am time blocking out that hour chunk just in case, some days I can do a little more, or, if I'm lifting a heavier weight, I have more time in between my sets, I guess. I don't know. But that is the goal. Third goal is to use up more of my consumables. This goes everywhere from like the food in my pantry that's kind of just been sitting there that hasn't really been even thought about, which I did go and inventory the 3 cupboards that have all of our food in it, and I put everything written down on paper, taped to the cupboard, so I can mark them off as I go, and then that way it also makes it easier to see like what I have and how I can make meals around it. I also want to start using more of my skincare, hair care, makeup stuff this month. So that is a great, I'm brain farting so hard right now. It's a great goal to work towards because I had that goal set that I wasn't going to buy any more of it. And I did really well using up my skincare and my hair care, but I have really slacked on using my makeup. I still feel like I haven't used any of it. So today I did just some cute little liner, mascara, brows, and lippies because it was cute and it works. And I'm going for dinner to my in-laws tonight, so I didn't really need to do anything heavy. And truthfully, heavy makeup doesn't look good on me anymore. I'm too old for the makeup that I was doing, or at least to me, it ages me, and I don't want to look older than I am because I do get told a lot that I look younger, and I like that much better of a compliment. I also want to start using more of my craft supplies. So I have a horrible hoarding tendency to, especially with my craft supplies, to have it in my head that I cannot let it go because there could be a potential craft I would make with it. And it's not been healthy, nor has it been anywhere near successful. I have paint supplies. I have supplies for making displays. I did a lot of oddity displays in 2023 and 2022, and I did not do much of them last year, and I don't think I've made a single one this year, but I still have easily like 10 frames alone, and that's not including all of the cloches, etc. that I have. I also have like scrapbooking. I don't know what, like I'm literally looking into my craft bin over here. And I've got a whole drawer filled with washi tape. I have no idea why. I don't scrapbook, and the only thing I actually use that tape for is like to tape up a package that I'm sending out or giving to somebody. So it's very unnecessary to me to have what looks like probably about 15 rolls of washi tape, and I don't know why I have that many. And this isn't even all of my craft supplies that I'm looking at right now. This is strictly just things that I haven't touched. I do have 3 other craft supply things in my house. One is for jewelry making, one is for crocheting, and the other one I think I just have filled with like random things, like cardboard pages and stuff now. I don't know, but it's a really bad hoarding tendency, so I'm actually going to go through it all. I'm going to pull out stuff that if I do not see myself using it by the end of June, or even starting a project with it in June, it's going in a box and it's going on Marketplace. So pretty much everything that I have made or that I have hoarded for oddity displays is all going up on Marketplace into a lot. So if anybody watches, like, I don't know if any of you locals are watching this and you want it, but I am going to have it up on Marketplace. And then my 4th and final goal is going to be no unnecessary spending this month. I'm not going to do a complete no-buy month again. I did a no-buy January, and I don't even think I actually fully did that. It ended up still being a low-buy. But I don't like the no-buy ideals behind it. I do generally stress myself out more when I completely try to go cold turkey with my spending. So I think this month I'm just going to focus on doing nothing unnecessary. So if it can better my life, it's necessary. If it can be used in our lives daily, it's necessary. If it's obviously, like say my coffee maker breaks, that's a necessary expense, even though some people might say it's unnecessary. It's necessary, okay? I refuse to go back to buying coffee out every day because especially now, like we haven't bought coffee every day at a location like out like fast food or Tim Hortons or McDonald's, anything like that. We have not bought coffee probably since 2020. I'm not going back. Like even in 2020, we were spending hundreds a month on coffee eating out. And prices have probably just about doubled now. So no, not in this house. Okay, we make our coffee. So yeah, no unnecessary spending. So for me, for unnecessary for me would be new clothing items I didn't need. I have tons of clothes that I'm still trying to get rid of. I do not need no more clothes. I don't need any makeup. That's unnecessary to me. For right now, unnecessary would also be if I just wanted to randomly go to the salon and get my hair cut, because I cut my own hair, I dye my own hair. It's unnecessary to me to go spend that money randomly, because generally the last 3 haircuts I've had done professionally I hated anyways. So why would I waste my money? So yeah, those are the top 4 goals for the month. And that is going to lead me into my June challenge. I am still working on my 75 soft challenge. I only have 19 days left of it, and I am crushing that challenge so good. It has been fantastic, and what a great way. Also, I don't know if you guys can see this. This is actually a ginormous amethyst cluster that I have kind of inherited. It was at my stepdad's house, and when I was up there last weekend, they sent this big bad baby home with me. It is like a 30-pound chunk of amethyst. It's like a foot tall, and it is now my pride and joy. It was at their house, and it has been for probably a few decades, because it was my grandma's, and when they moved out, they left it. So I had made a joke about wanting it, and that I'd always wanted it, and it got to come home with me. So she is going to be in every video now. I am somehow working to get her higher because I feel like she needs to be the star of the show over me. But I digress. She's going to be here now, okay? She sets the vibe. But I pulled out another little notebook. So this is my Dreams and Schemes notebook with my fun little bookie mark. And I am doing a Just Do It June challenge, which does not roll off the tongue as well as I thought it did at the beginning of this. But I have already made the page, so we're sticking with it. This is not even the only challenge that I have set together for myself this summer. This is just the June one. I've already started working on Joy July and Awesome August as well, which those ones sounded a lot better than Just Do It June. But Just Do It also kind of gave Shia LaBeouf vibes, so it was funny, and I stuck with it. So this is the title page for Just Do It June. It's kind of, you know, I don't know. It's very arts and craftsy, okay? So, I lost my bookie mark. Oh, it's on the ground. Okay, so for Just Do It June, this is going to be a month for focusing, hustling, and growing. We're going to take care of myself, and I will be a different person in the next 30 days. And then I did also put the 4 main goals for June on the front page, but then I do also have daily goals to hit as well. So obviously the $500 extra, weightlifting, use of consumables, and no unnecessary spending. So I did also put a little intro page in, and I'm going to read it because it's my video, it's my challenge, so we're talking about it. So for Just Do It June 2025, I don't know why I put the year, maybe it was just so I could remember it in case I kept the journal. The start of summer and adventure. Focus on whole foods and hydration. Hustle daily. Aim to hit the $500 in sales through Marketplace, Facebook page, and other avenues. We want to grow in all areas of life, financial, physical, and spiritual. Each day is a new beginning, and utilize it to the advantage. There is no failure, only room for improvement. I love that one. No failure, only room for improvement. And that is true. I have already been utilizing that thought in my head, and probably the whole year. And it is going to be, yeah, it's pretty much the quote of the year for me. So then my daily wins to make my life grow in abundance is I'm upping my step goals. So my step goal for the last year has been 10,000 steps a day, and I have been crushing it. but I kind of want to push myself a little further. So my goal is now 12.5K steps. I want to drink 2 liters of water, which it's summer, it'll probably end up being closer to 3 or 4 even on the really bad days, especially at work. I want to do 30 minutes of reading. I'm not just focusing on my 10 pages. I am focusing on a full time set to sit down and read. Just focus on reading. I am still sticking with nonfiction, fiction. I think it's fiction. You know, I'm doing personal development books instead of fantasy and stuff. I do have a couple fantasy books, but truthfully, they don't really get me excited to read. And I feel like that makes my brain broken because every time I've sat down with a fantasy novel or even romance novel, I don't see what the hype is. I just can't get myself to read them. I don't know. I think it's just because I've really been wanting to grow mentally and stuff. So that's probably why, because I don't really get my brain ticking thinking about fairies in that way, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, so 30 minutes of reading. I'm actually going to set timers to do that. I also want to start my day with movement, and it has been a walk and it's going to stay a walk, but on the days that I do weightlifting, I'm going to do weightlifting and walks. So, but I'm starting my day with movement. My goal for oh my goodness, I'm getting so tongue-tied right now. I apologize. My goal is to post 5 to 10 items either on Marketplace or on my Facebook page. And if I can do both, I'll do like 5 and 5. It would be perfect. Or, you know, if I only have items for one, I'll just do the full 5 to 10 per page or whatever. But that is the way that I am going to increase my chances of hitting my $500 goal, even if I just have to rely on those 2 avenues. My second to last one, oh, I see what I did here. I have them in not in the order that I have them in on my checklist. I want to post on YouTube daily, whether it is a reel or it is a video. I prefer the videos, but I know that the shorts and the shorts and the reels bring in more viewers through the shorts page. So I have a goal, even if I end up doing a reel, or, you know, or not a short and a video, back and forth, just to kind of keep myself from completely burning out on long form content and burning you guys out as well. I don't see how you guys would want to hear me every day talk for 20 minutes, even though you guys are here for something. I don't know. But that is a big goal. I did not hit 100 subscribers in May, which is okay. I definitely knew that it was a reach, and that's not a surprise because I kind of feel like I have reaching goals, but that is okay. I feel like in May, I kind of slacked a little bit on my posting. I really wasn't super consistent besides my 75 soft updates. But this month, I am going to be consistent. So I have everything marked in my journal where I can actually check it off as I go. And then my final one is to do 30 minutes of crafting. If it's craft supplies that I'm not getting rid of, I do want to start using it. I just bought a sewing machine last month, and I have yet to actually do anything besides fiddle with it. And it's like I spent $75 and I haven't even touched it. But sewing is a big goal for me, so it's gonna happen. This month is the month where I start to learn to sew. So those are the main goals for days. And then I did set up a little journaling page. I'm not sure how well this is actually able to see in this lighting here. Maybe it's easier like that. You get to see me behind it. But so I have all of the 7 main goals in a row in a checklist, and then even underneath I put the YouTube one on the bottom so I could put reel or video and then topic, because I do also want to track how often I'm doing each topic within my videos. I have it where I can put my mood, and then I left 3 things, so if I want to do like morning, afternoon, and night, I can, or if I just want to have like a little brain dump of how I'm feeling, I can do that too. I'm doing 3 things I'm grateful for. So today I was grateful for the sunrise. I did get to watch it today. It was beautiful. My garden, finally got all my marigolds in. It looks cute to me. I don't know if anybody else likes it, but I do. And coffee, because your girl is eating coffee. I did overtime yesterday, and when I do overtime on weekends, I have to go in for a day shift, and I am a afternoon midnight shift. I do 2:30 p.m. to 1 a.m. on my regular shifts, and I had to go in for a 6 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. shift. It threw me right off. My sleep schedule is completely screwed up right now. But the overtime was worth it. Okay, I got a full 8-hour shift in for overtime, and we love to see it. And then I also have a highlight of the day section. I have gave myself a few spaces where I can write a little bit more about it if I want to, you know, instead of just dropping like, saw a cute dog and petted it. I want to actually be able to go in and be like, so for today, I get to go visit John's grandma, and I love her very much. I miss her. We don't get to see her as often as I would like. She does live probably about 5 hours away from us, if I'm counting that correctly, and I'm probably not, because I don't do very well with guessing time and driving. And then the last spot that I have is a money made, so I can track if I'm making money every day. And this is like the extra income money, not like my actual job money. So this way, like today, I've already I made $5. I sold a tech deck, but little skateboard thing that I bought, I think last year, a year before. It had a fun little frog on a mushroom on it. I don't know why. It was a huge impulse buy. I bought that one, and actually a butterfly one as well. But this one I never even took out of the package. So I sold it for $5, which I probably lost 75% of what I paid. But it got rid of it out of my house, and it put $5 back into my pocket, which is all going into my travel fund. And then, so I have that. I've already done it. I actually went through and I numbered and did each page up until June 30th, so it was easy on myself, and I didn't have to think about it later. But I left the back pages blank because I wasn't entirely sure if I wanted to do like a brain dump, a thought dump, or just like a miscellaneous kind of thing here, like if something happens throughout the day, or if I'm noticing other things, like if I randomly get triggered by something and it causes an emotional burst, I would like to be able to track that and have it here. And I can look back throughout the month to see what's going on, if there's anything actually going on. But that is my Just Do It June, and I can't wait to do the updates on this one because I'm actually so excited for this challenge. And I feel like I'm actually more excited for this one than I was for the 75 soft challenge, because I feel like this one is really gonna push me. And one goal that I didn't even write this down, but I actually was talking about it with my stepdad this morning, that one of the goals that I have before I turn 28 is I would like to get my net worth to $15,000, which sounds so minuscule when you look at it and you see people with net worths of 100,000, a million, you got billionaires. But I started this year in debt. Not a lot, but $3,000 is still debt. So with that, I started in negative, and I think right now I'm about 8.5K in. So that's really good for me. It's all of that money is spread between my cash emergency fund. I have a TFSA, I have a travel fund, a new clothes fund, my checkings account, and I just have, you know, chunks of money kind of here or there. And when I add it all up, it is roughly $8,500. So to me, it feels realistic that in 6 months I can double it. Actually, less than double it, but double it. If I can fully double it, that'd be fantastic. But I know it's a lot of work because me and my husband live on my income, and I don't make a big income. I may work in factory, but the factory that I work at right now, we are currently going through a unionizing thing. So hopefully there's some pay raises in our future days. But I currently only make 30 cents more than minimum wage working full time in a factory, which feels so weird to say because my hometown, like most factories, you're starting at $2-3 more than minimum wage at like a minimum increase of minimum wage. And for here, like they pretty much start you at minimum wage, and it's not ideal, but I will tell you that it's definitely better than having random shifts and having to be available 7 days a week if I wanted to work fast food or anything like that. Like, yeah, I could go do McDonald's, but do I really want to? I would rather have my 410s. And if need be, I've actually have been thinking about it. I was considering picking up a part-time job to do some shifts over the weekends because I have Friday, Saturday, Sunday off. So I was contemplating, even if I grabbed a job that let me just work a Friday 8-hour shift, I might do it. But I haven't fully decided on where I want to go right now with that route. I almost want to mainly focus more on the money coming in without a job, you know? So yeah, Just Do It June is really just all about hustling, growing, and kicking butt, you know? Just kicking butt. And I fully believe I can do it. So with that being said, and Just Do It June being now fully explained to you, we are going to jump into the budget overview. And I'm just realizing now I only brought out my June budget, which is hilarious to me. But I will tell you right now that my May budget, oh my goodness, I way under budgeted for everything. Everything was way under budgeted. Groceries, I think I spent double what I had budgeted. Car, I had gone over double what I had budgeted because I had two trips to the shop this month, or in May. I had to go get a transmission flush, which, bless the local guys' hearts. I love when you go to a local place and you have cash and they give you the discount because you have cash. So thank goodness for them. I was able to only spend $200 on that transmission flush. And then I had to go get an oxygen sensor for some reason. I don't know what that even means, but there's, some O2 sensor in my gas, I think, kept triggering my check engine light, which I do believe I mentioned in a previous video that I am trying to go for my my full G license soon, and I can't because my check engine light kept coming on and it would literally bounce on and off all the time. So that was a $335 fix. So and that's not including what I spent on gas. So I think my car alone this month cost me like $650 in May. Not this month, in May. It is the 1st of June, Hannah, you're in a different month. So yeah, like May was a little overboard. There was also a few impulse things, but not really like they were budget, like not in my budget for this month, but they had been in previous months that had just kind of kept getting rolled over and rolled over and rolled over. One of which was I finished my sleeve. She's nice, she's pretty, she is still healing in a couple little tender bits up in here, but she's done, she's fully colored, and she looks great. I'm very excited to have this one finally done because now I can work on my chest piece and get that finished and then start on new pieces. These have both been in the making since like 2021, and it's just something I really get bugged by on myself personally. I want my tattoos finished, so yeah, May was expensive because then I also had, when I went for my trip last weekend, I had a spa day with my friend, and it was a wonderful day. She did phenomenal on every service, but it was a $220 service day that I did not have in my budget for May. Thankfully, the majority of those random expenses that popped up were out of my sinking funds. So I did have a beauty fund and I did have a tattoo fund. And I actually ended up putting some of the rest of my tattoo fund into my beauty fund to cover that. So really neither of those actually affected the budget. Nothing actually came in out of what came in last month is really what I'm trying to say here. And then my car, I did pull that out of my emergency fund, which that will get funneled back in. So while things were expensive and I was negative $1,000 on paper, I am not actually negative. Just that month. But even this month, going over my budget for this month is, again, it's putting me in the negatives, but I don't fully know. I may not be mathing correctly, and truthfully, probably not. But I'm going to go through the numbers real quick and we're going to figure that out. And yeah, we're just going to do a quick little discussion because, like I said, we're at a half an hour now. I'm pointing. Your timer is not up there where I'm pointing. Your timer is going to be down here, but my timer is obviously up there on my camera. So I'm at a half an hour now, so I should probably try and finish this yapping. So for budget, for the gross income, so pre-tax, for June 6th and June 20th, my two salaried paychecks, budgeted is $1,420. I know the June 6th one is going to be higher because I did my overtime this weekend and that will go onto this paycheck coming Friday. So that one I know is going to be higher, which means my taxes are also going to be higher. But I budgeted what things were and what they should be coming in. So $1,420 pre-tax for June 6th and June 20th. And my marketplace additional pay, I did put the $500, which obviously will affect things as well if I hit it or if I don't or if I go over. So that is just a variable one, which I really should stop putting in this, and because I can't really budget off of money that is not guaranteed. But either way, I digress, it is in there. So taxes, I have budgeted $550, and that is based off of the $1,420. I have no idea what my taxes are going to be on the overtime, so I just left it. So I do have, like, on this paper, I have like a what it is budgeted and then what it actually ends up. So that will all get put in at the end of the month. So taxes, $550, probably add more. My savings, I would like to put $100 into my TFSA, so $50 a paycheck. And I know this is different from what I said last month. Last month my aim was $75 a paycheck. I didn't end up doing that. I think one week I did 60 and then the next week I did 50. I don't know why it was so random like that, but I have a new plan, a new goal for a finance. So John and I are going to England next year, and I'm speaking this out into existence because there's no way it's not happening. John and I have been trying to get to England since 2020, which was we got married in 2020, and I wanted to take us to England for our honeymoon, and then obviously COVID happened, and every year just something has come up every year, and we have not been able to make it. So I do have the majority of the money that I'm making from Marketplace right now and Facebook that is given to me in cash is all getting funneled into my little cash deposit thing for the traveling. I think right now, and it has almost like $200 just for Marketplace last month. And then when I get e-transfers, I have a travel fund checkings account on my Wealth Simple because it gives me 2%. It gives me 2% interest on every dollar that is in it every day. So it's smarter to put the e-transfers into that, because if I put them into my TFSA and I pull it out, it screws up your whole like in and out thing, and I'm not dealing with it. Okay, it's simply just, if it's in my TFSA, it's in there and it's untouchable. So I didn't want to put it into a TFSA. I have it just in my checkings with my 2% interest, which is funny because my Scotia high interest savings account doesn't even give me a full 1%. So it's kind of crazy to me that my checkings account in a different bank gives me over double what my high yield account does in a legitimate bank. So I don't know how that works, but it's crazy to me. So yeah, 100 into the TFSA and 100 into the travel fund. And that's just like my bare minimums. I would like to increase that, of course, but you'll see with the rest of the numbers of why I'm trying to not to be completely insane. So the net income after like those deductions would be $2,590, which again is not a lot, even if I'm adding that full 500 that I've budgeted to hopefully make. So life, it's what it is. But again, that's also with investments and savings into that deduction category. So we're going to go on to the housing portion because I don't have a giving expense right now. My giving for June is volunteering, and I will talk about that later. But so for housing, we did, I have rent, which paid today was $1,200 as per usual. Our electricity was only $136, so that was nice. And then our gas was only $87, which was also nice because if you've been here for one of the other ones that I had, I think it was my March bill, our gas alone was like almost $300, if not more, because of our insulation issue that we have with our house. So obviously the gas is off now, like our furnace is not on because it's nice outside. So we have no gas bill, pretty much just for using our oven, and it's very nice. I love it. Phone is $90. It's actually $88 with like 60 cents or something, but it's easier for me to just round it up. I actually don't know why I didn't do that with the gas and hydro for some reason. I don't know. But so phone, $90, internet, $60. And then those are our basic house expenses. Because again, like I mentioned in the previous thing, my car insurance does come out of my husband's account. And then so for auto, I have budgeted this month $100 for gas and $100 for maintenance. I do know I have an oil change that I would probably need another like 2,000 kilometers. I don't even see me actually hitting that this month in driving, but I don't know. Maybe I will just go do it anyways because it was supposed to get done at the beginning of April, and I don't know. I never know if I should actually do the month or the kilometers, so I will chat with my mechanic brother and he will tell me yes or no, and then we'll deal with that. And then gas. I don't have any big plans to go anywhere long distance this month. Actually, that's a lie. I'm literally about to go for a drive to my in-laws, which is about a 40-minute drive both ways. But it's not like going to visit my parents where it's a 2-hour drive both ways. So it's different. It's different. And then, so 200 for auto. I feel like I can manage that. Hopefully, I don't even need to use that 100 into the oil change. So then for household, I'm budgeting $300 for groceries this month. Last month, I only budgeted $250, and I ended up going to like $450. I'm budgeting $300. And with my goal of using up all of my consumables, or not even all of them, but a lot of them, using up those, I'm hoping will really cut. I don't know why I keep sitting forward. I'm so sorry. I don't know why I'm even apologizing to you. That's so Canadian of me. But groceries, yes. So I want to use up the majority of what I have in the cupboards, especially for stuff that we don't really even reach for. We have so many things that is just kind of there. And so those are going to be put into my meals. I know a lot of it my husband won't eat. So they're going to get circulated into my lunch meals or my meal prepping for work, or even my weekend ones. And hopefully that drastically cuts my budget. I'm also going to really focus on only buying items that are on sale. And if it is not on my list, I am not buying it. No matter if it is an item that we buy all the time and it's on sale, if it is not on my list, it is not getting bought. Because that is definitely one thing that I've learned, is that when I go to the grocery store, if I see something and I go, oh, yeah, we eat this all the time and it's on sale. No. Because if I didn't see it in the flyer, it doesn't exist. Or if, unless it's like, either way. I'm hoping to actually stick within that budget this month. Then I have $50 for eating out. Last month we did go over on eating out, but it was because when we go to Harvey's and we use our Scene points. And right now we have a ton of Scene points. So we went to Harvey's because we were going to be able to pretty much pay off the entire meal. It would have only ended up costing us like $2-3 again, and that would have been fantastic. But we went on a day that was really busy. They had a district manager and the owner working the front, and honestly, it was so chaotic that the poor cashier was also so, like, she was pulled everywhere. She was doing drinks, she was making bags up, she was trying to take orders, and there was like 5 people ahead of us, like 10 behind us. So when we got up and we had said we wanted to use our Scene points, we scanned it, nothing happened. So we ended up having to pay for the full meal because like she was so flustered and everywhere, and I just felt bad, so we didn't do it. But we didn't even get any Scene points that day. I don't know what she had clicked, but I'm not even gonna be upset about it because I know exactly what those days are like working in fast food, and I'm so thankful I don't anymore because I could not. So we're budgeting $50. I would like to go for a dinner, whether it's a takeout dinner or not this month. We have some big, I have some big goals that I'm celebrating, so I want to actually celebrate. Entertainment, $50. I don't know if there's any new games coming out this month. Sometimes I get a random urge where there's something on sale and I want it. But yeah, I'd rather have $50 set aside for it and not use it if I don't need to, which again, a lot of this stuff I really don't even need. But it's in my budget because if I do nothing, it's going to suck. And again, I'm not doing a no buy. I'm doing a very low buy. And then our periodical, I don't know if I even said that right that time. Periodical subscriptions. The only subscription we have is Amazon, which is $12 a month. We use it for Amazon Prime, and we use it for like actual Amazon Prime and Amazon TV, which we use. We do also have like access to Disney Plus, but it is our friends, so it doesn't count. We don't pay for it. And then the last thing, it's not the last thing in household, it's just the last thing on this page for household, is prescriptions / vitamins. I do know I need to fill at least one of my vitamins, so I put 50. If I don't use it, I don't use it. If I do, I do. Then we also have pets. This is like kind of like a random, like they're like ones that you write down your own things. So pets, I'm budgeting 50. I don't think we actually need anything right now. I know we still have about half a bag of cat food, and we still have a box and a half of kitty litter, so we really shouldn't eat anything. We still have tons of treats. So unless, I don't know, I see something that I randomly want for them, then I buy that, but I try not to do that. They're really easy to entertain. We've been letting them into our sunroom now, so that's their cat enrichment, is coming out here and sniffing things. And then my every like 5 to 6 weeks Brazilian, which is 60, and that is on monthly. That gets done, okay? That is one thing I do not skimp on as a woman, okay? I am not dealing with that myself. Somebody else can. If you know, you know. Okay, and then so for debt, I owe $500 on my credit card right now between a few of the expenses that we had last month. So like my car, that got put on my credit card because I do have cash back when you do things like that. So it was just easier to put on there. I had the cash for it. I just had to go put it on. And then my savings goal, so 100 for the TFSA and 100 for travel. So when I added everything up, my total expenses were $3,045.64. Again, I hate that I didn't do round numbers for the gas and hydro because it throws me off now. So then my surplus deficit will be negative $455. And yeah, so it's gonna be in the negatives, but we're okay. I see you. Yeah, you're good. It's fine. If you guys hear shower and it's just John, we're getting ready to go. Yeah, you got to see that cute little interaction there. Fun little distraction. So we're gonna be a little bit in the negatives if I go with just what's on the budget and I don't go anything below, or I don't make anything extra or anything like that. Again, a lot of these things I don't need to worry about. I always have a sinking fund for my beauty, so my Brazilian's already taken care of. My credit card is literally taken care of. I just have to go to the bank. Like, I have the cash because it was in my emergency fund, which my emergency fund is for emergencies, which my car was unfortunately an emergency this month. So it's there. It's accessible. I just had to get to the bank. So again, I'm not technically in the negatives. It's just negative cash flow in and out. So I'm not super stressed out. And again, not even any of this needs to fully be taken care of or used. I don't have, like, if I don't use my pets, that's $50 that I don't have to use. If I don't do anything entertainment, that's $50 I didn't use. If we don't even go out to eat, that's another $50 I didn't use. And there's always ways to limit my grocery bill and other bills, like even my prescriptions. Again, random things like that. If it's not like my fixed expenses, like my bills and utilities, I'm not worried about it. Because my bills and utilities are first, and once those are paid, if there's anything left, obviously, like, cool. But if I don't have money, like, my account will never go in the negative. I will never let my account get into overdraft because I refuse. Which is funny because I actually used to be in overdraft early so many times. Okay, but I just seen that this has now become a 43-minute video, and I still had a couple more things to talk about. So we're going to try and fling through this real quick, okay? After the budget, we have on here volunteering and helping my community. So I have booked my Saturday, June 14th off in my limits. Nobody is allowed to do anything and talk to me that day until after 2 p.m. because my genius self decided to volunteer myself to help with the children's bike rodeo in town that weekend. I met one of the organizers through Marketplace. Her and her husband are super sweet. And she had asked me when I went to drop off something if I wanted to volunteer, and truthfully I've lived in this town for almost a year and I don't know very many people besides those I've worked with and the couple I've met off of Marketplace. So I thought this was a good way to get myself into the community a little bit better. It gave me opportunities for networking, whether it is to, plug my jewelry, because actually that was originally how I had met the organizer. Was her husband found something on my Marketplace, and then he saw my Facebook album and the jewelry that I was selling, and they bought a ton of it for one of their previous events that was like an auction. So that's a good plug there, meeting people, or even plugging my YouTube would be cool, or anything like that. It kind of just gives me a foot into the door, into the community, because I would like to volunteer more. I feel like this is a really cute little community to be a part of, and I just want to do better. I may not have the money to donate to charities and stuff like that, but I do have time. I'm not booked 24/7. So for me, spending a morning helping the lower income children, with bikes and stuff like that, I'm more than happy to go help. So yeah, volunteering is great. I did consider fostering pets. I haven't really talked to it with my husband very much. I know he says no because we had talked about it probably like last year, and he said no because he knows that I'm going to be a foster fail, which is fair. But I also feel like it's another thing that I would like to help out with, you know, and just memory of the couple of pets that we have lost. Like I would like to help. So that is my volunteering and helping the community. Next is my other, I don't know why I didn't put this into the goal category. I want to read 3 books this month. I'm already halfway through The Wealthy Barber Returns, so I don't know if I should count that into this month or last month because I started it last month, but I digress. There's that one that I'm currently reading, and I probably will have it finished tonight. And then I have 3 that I got from the library this week. I have a video, a couple back on my page. Excuse me. I need a water. Apparently I've been talking too long. Yeah, so I have 3 books that I rented from the library. One is on psychology around anxiety and sleep, I think. One is about estrangement from your family, and the third one is, I think, another finance book. Oh my goodness, yeah. So either way, those 3 books I want to have finished by the end of this month. So that is another thing. And then obviously practicing sewing. I would like to be able to make my own bike shorts. I find right now nothing really fits me at the stores. I don't know, but nothing fits me the way it should fit me, and I don't like it. So I'm going to learn to make my own bike shorts or capris. They don't even need to be shorts, but I need things that aren't fleece leggings for work because otherwise I'm going to die in this factory. I want to make 1 new summer dress. I have a very specific teal blue sheet that I've been watching and looking at, and I want to wear it. It's a beautiful color. I want it in a very nice dress. I have it already sketched out how I want it, and I don't know if I can, so but we're gonna try. And I've also, this kind of goes into my volunteering helping community. I have a ton of towels that were cut up when we moved here to wrap my crystals in. So they're just kind of rags now, and I don't use them. They're just sat in a box. So I also have a box filled with old t-shirts from work, like previous work employments, and I want to make reusable period underwear to donate to the homeless community in my town. And not even just like the homeless community, but even low income homes and stuff like that. I know that not everybody has access to stuff like that. So if I can make reusable ones for other people to make their lives easier, and it uses up things that would otherwise just get tossed in the trash, I think that would also be really good for A, my own skills, and B, to help in my community as well. Because we do, unfortunately, like, we are a smaller town. We have about a population of around 10,000 people in this town, but there is an unfortunate amount of homeless in this town as well. So that is on there. And then I also want to spend daily time in my garden. I've worked so hard on finding plants for vegetables for myself, but also like flowers and stuff to attract more pollinators and butterflies. So that is on my list of things to do. So in the mornings, you know, I will go, I'll water all of my plants, I'll pick the weeds, blah, 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 and then I will do my daily movement, whether that's walking or my weightlifting or both. And yeah, I think that's going to be a great way to start my day. You get your sunshine, you get your fresh air, you get your hands in your dirt, and then you get your movement. So yeah, that is everything for today. So once again, hello June and goodbye May. Fresh start, fresh month. Let's kick butt and do what we can do. I really appreciate if you have made it through this long 50-minute video again. Like I said at the beginning, I apologize. I tried to keep it on track and I apparently still couldn't. It's kind of what I do, is the chaos yapping. So if you liked this or any of the other content on my feed and you're new here, I would love it if you gave a sub. I'm not going to cry if you don't, but I will smile if you do. And I am still going to push for my goal of hitting 100 in June. So right now I think we're at 44. So I think we can do it. I think we can do it. So yeah, if you like this, leave a sub, or if you have any questions or any ideas that you would like to just talk about in the comments, feel free. I do respond to every comment, and I will forever try to respond to every comment. You know, you gotta remember where you came from when you get big. Not saying I'm gonna get big next month, but I would like to think that eventually one day I will. So yeah, thank you once again for making it through this very long yap session, and I love you all, okay? I hope you all have a wonderful day and an abundant and wonderful month. June is the start of the sunshine, and I am ready to let my own light shine. So yeah, I love you all. Bye.